Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. A tragic incident occurred in Boucherville, a Montreal suburb, where a 78-year-old woman lost her life after being hit by a street sweeper. The collision took place on Tuesday morning around 11:40 a.m. According to Longueuil police, the street sweeper was being operated by a contractor hired by the municipality at the time of the incident. Authorities are investigating the circumstances surrounding the accident, but preliminary findings suggest it was accidental. The city of Boucherville has extended its condolences to the victim's family and loved ones. This report is from Global News. Prime Minister Mark Carney has declared that the United States will not dictate the terms of negotiations for the Continental Trade Deal, emphasizing that reaching an agreement will require time. His comments come in response to a Radio Canada report suggesting U.S. officials are imposing an entry fee and demanding concessions before talks even begin. Canada's chief trade negotiator, Janice Charette, noted that Canada has already made significant gestures, including abolishing the digital services tax, issuing refunds to tech companies, and ending retaliatory tariffs. However, a report from the Office of the United States Trade Representative indicates ongoing trade irritants, such as certain provinces not stocking American alcohol and high tariffs on U.S. dairy products. Prime Minister Carney reiterated his commitment to safeguarding Canada's supply management system for dairy, poultry, and eggs during these free trade discussions. Additionally, the U.S. is challenging Canada's Buy Canadian policy for projects exceeding $25 million. This report is from the Canadian Press. Toronto Zoo is celebrating a hopeful development in its conservation efforts as one of its pygmy hippos, Carney, is confirmed to be pregnant. The 20-year-old female, affectionately known as Mu Deng, resides in the zoo's African Rainforest Pavilion and is expected to welcome her second calf this summer. Carney was successfully paired with 31-year-old male Harvey earlier this year, with officials noting their time together was productive. Pygmy hippos have a gestation period of under 7 months, making a late July birth anticipated. This news is particularly significant as pygmy hippos are an endangered species, with fewer than 3,000 individuals remaining in the wild. They face threats like habitat loss due to logging, mining, and agriculture, as well as hunting. The Toronto Zoo participates in species survival programs to maintain healthy captive populations and uses animals like Carney and Harvey as ambassadors to raise awareness for conservation. Zoo staff are closely monitoring Carney's pregnancy through behavioral observations and ultrasounds, prepared to support both mother and calf through this critical period. This report is from Global News. CTV News reports that notorious British Columbia gangster Jamie Bacon, identified as the mastermind behind the horrific 2007 Surrey Six killings, has been released from federal prison with specific conditions and a curfew. Bacon pleaded guilty in September 2020 to one count of conspiracy to murder Corey Law in the Surrey Six case, receiving an 18-year sentence. With credit for time spent in custody awaiting trial, his remaining incarceration period was 5 years and 7 months. He also pleaded guilty to counseling to commit murder in a separate 2008 case, for which he received a 10-year concurrent sentence. The Surrey Six murders, described by the sentencing judge as shocking and depraved, involved 4 targeted victims and 2 innocent bystanders, and were committed to advance the drug trafficking operations of the Red Scorpions gang. Corrections Services of Canada will continue to monitor Bacon. Transat AT Inc., the parent company of Air Transat, announced it will reduce its flight capacity by 6% from May through October. This decision is a direct response to the significant increase in jet fuel prices, exacerbated by geopolitical events like the war in Iran. The airline plans to decrease flight frequencies on certain European and Caribbean routes and has extended the suspension of its service to Cuba. CEO Annick Guerrard stated that, while demand remains strong, the airline sector continues to face considerable cost pressures. This move mirrors actions taken by other major carriers, such as Air Canada and WestJet, which are also adjusting their schedules and grounding less fuel-efficient aircraft due to rising fuel expenses. Experts have previously warned of potential disruptions to summer travel due to fuel shortages, particularly in Europe, with the International Energy Agency highlighting the critical nature of the current energy crisis. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.